Remember that your roommate is not going to be your best friend. Clean your room and do your laundry every week. And gentlemen, change your sheets once a semester or at least every 3 months. Read for pleasure or listen to podcasts. Keep stories in your life. You'll have the time. Get your news from a variety of different sources and not just the ones suggested to you by an algorithm on a social media platform. Question any authority that wants to ban something based on what they deem to be the moral high ground. Admit when you were wrong and never make excuses. Both are skills that will serve you well. Always directly confront an issue. Passive aggressiveness doesn't look good on anyone. Handle things on your own. Your mom should not be contacting your professors or negotiating your salary. I'm sorry, but it's usually moms. Act with humility. No one can ever fault you for that. Always be loyal to friends and boyfriends and girlfriends. Know what your end game is and write it down. Whether it be grad school or a career, time flies by. Always try to do the right thing. Be nice. And finally, pursue the thing that brings you joy. It is nice to love your job, and I am living proof of that. So thank you, class of 2022. It has been an honor to speak to all of you today.
Wanna be a dreamer. Hi, my name is Olivia Creighton, and I'm graduating from Simsbury High School. I park in spot 604, I follow @TrojanWall on Instagram, and I run cross-country and track. Like a lot of you, I've had SHS, Class of 2022, in my Instagram bio for as long as I can remember, and my closets are filled with blue and yellow Simsbury merch. But now, there's a new school next to Class of 2026 in my bio, and I've been starting to gather a collection of blue and orange sweatshirts. A junior will soon park in spot 604. Maybe I'll impulsively delete Instagram, and this is probably the last year I'll ever be on a track team. Sweatshirts, parking spots, and sports may define us, but some are material and some are temporary. These tangible ways of defining ourselves, while comforting, are ultimately trivial in the definition of ourselves in an unknown future. At the end of the night, we will no longer be seniors at Simsbury High School. So what will we be? How will we define ourselves? Beyond the bios, extracurriculars, school colors, and sweatshirts, we should instead define ourselves by the intangibles that Simsbury has provided us, the experiences and the relationships. The memory of the tangible might fade, but the intangible lessons behind them will always be a part of us. First, the experiences we have had in Simsbury are those that shaped the faces you see sitting around you. Initially, the tangible pieces of these experiences come to mind. I learned to swim at Simsbury Farms. I know the route I drive to get to school like the back of my hand. I saw my first concert in this field, and I spent hours with Angela learning to drive on Zoom. But I can confidently say that these tangible experiences have contributed to my intangible definitions of myself. As a class, we have learned hard work, dedication, and patience throughout our time and experiences here at Simsbury High School. While it's more difficult to measure these things than followers on Instagram, these values define us. Second, the relationships we have created, both with our teachers and with each other, have characterized our last 13 years, and we will carry them into the next portion of our lives. Yes, these relationships do exist tangibly, but behind their words and faces are intangible lessons that we will carry with us. Our teachers pushed us to achieve our fullest potential, listened when we encountered any kind of problems, questioned us to truly make us think deeply about the subject at hand, and of course, they helped us to live according to the Trojan Code: respect, responsibility, and honor. In the past 13 years, the people sitting behind me and our teachers of elementary and middle school walked alongside us to help us grow into the people they knew we could become. For that, let's give them a round of applause. Our relationships with each other also exist tangibly, but taught us intangible lessons. Through group projects and championship games, we learned to practice teamwork, cooperation, and loyalty. Trojan Code tickets, or the trains or suns we earned in elementary school, sadly don't extend past today, but the values instilled in us by our teachers and encouraged by our friends will be present throughout our lives. But let's be honest, none of us know what our futures consist of. It might be a desk job in insurance, a backpacking trip across Europe, or a government position in the White House. But the lessons that came from our Simsbury experiences will stick with us, no matter what we choose to do from here. After today, our personal definitions will extend beyond the SHS parking lot, the schools in our Instagram bios, and the sweatshirts in our closets. We can now choose how to define ourselves, using the lessons from Simsbury as foundations. The tangible diploma that we will receive, and all of the intangibles that it represents, gives us this opportunity. Even though graduating from high school won't necessarily guarantee you the future you've always dreamed of, the education we received allows us to be confident in where we began and to define ourselves however we see fit. In a few moments, or maybe a few hours, take a minute to think and ask yourself, what does this diploma, this piece of paper with fancy words on it, represent? What intangibles are behind it? What defines you? Let's try this again. I am Olivia Creighton. I am graduating from Simsbury High School. I learned patience in the traffic line every morning. I learned respect from the people behind me, and I learned cooperation from the people in front of me. Yes, I've chosen to spend the next 4 years in Illinois, but I don't actually know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And that's okay, because I learned resilience from Simsbury Public Schools, and we are yet to be defined. Congratulations, class of 2022.
If I may skip the formalities of all prior graduation speeches, I would like to be blunt with you all. My first week in Simsbury was kind of rough. Don't get me wrong. Initially, I was pumped to move here. In fact, my introduction to Latimer Lane Elementary was quite nice. Before my first day, I took a tour around campus and I didn't have many complaints. I was even greeted with a bundle of handwritten notes from my soon-to-be classmates. And by the time I got to my first day, I was bursting at the seams with excitement to start my new life here. Excited, of course, until the universe decided to serve me the ultimate betrayal. To set the scene, on my third day of third grade, the Latimer Lane art room crayons were overwhelmingly odorous. The fluorescent lights were, well, fluorescent, and my stomach was teetering between excitement and anxiety. Within a mere 5 minutes of sitting down at the collaging table, the anxiety won. Yes, my oatmeal breakfast found itself in the trash can, and I found myself in the nurse's office. That's right, everyone. With three days of Simsbury experience under my belt, I became the pukey new kid. All of you might not remember it, but I sure do. In the days following the art room incident, I had a really hard time going back to school. I almost refused to go back at all. After weeks of tug of war with my mom, she decided to bribe me with a gift. Handmade and crafted with love, I was given this beaded bracelet. On this bracelet, there are beads with a variety of shapes and colors, but most importantly, in the center, there is a sequence of lettered beads reading F-I-T-Y-M-I. When this was given to me, my mom squeezed my hand and told me what the acronym stood for. Fake it till you make it. From that day on, every time I felt discouraged by my first week troubles, I had to pretend like I felt the opposite until it became true. While it might seem like a stretch, I feel like the time I spent muddling through third grade is largely comparable to how the class of 2022 has had to carry out our high school careers. When I went back to school in third grade, as soon as I started thinking negative thoughts, I would try and focus on the good days I knew were ahead. Every time I felt myself beginning to frown, I forced myself to smile. Flash forward 9 years, and I can't help but feel like fake it till you make it is widely applicable. Throughout our time here at SHS, we have been put through the ringer. We have endured a global pandemic, racial injustice, political turmoil, environmental catastrophe, and the list goes on. One might assume we are faking it just as a means of getting by, but that is not the case. I've seen my peers go out of their way to show each other acts of kindness, to stand up for what they believe in, and to give back to our community. And now, here we are, graduating with real smiles on our faces. In that way, we are not disingenuous performers. We are sincere humanitarians. Soon enough, all of us will be walking across this stage, and we will no longer be the monarchs of our bubbled Simsbury castle. We will all be new kids again, and with that comes worry that we might not be able to make the adjustment. However, I do not believe that to be true. I think we can all agree that it would be pretty awesome if I handed out 300 FITYMI bracelets to you all right now, but there are two things preventing me from doing so. One, making 300 bracelets is a pretty unfair request to ask of my mom on such short notice. Two, I wholeheartedly believe that you do not need those bracelets at all. Instead, what I would want to give you are bracelets that say, I-A-M-I. I've already made it. If we can endure worldwide crises, a couple more first days will be a walk in the park. The class of 2022 is amongst the most resilient, creative, and well-rounded group of individuals I have ever known. Believe me, we have made our third grade selves incredibly proud by getting here today. Congratulations and thank you. Congratulations and thank you. Oh, hey, all right. I got my first real six string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should have known we never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. Oh, and when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Yeah. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down at the drive-in. That's when I met you. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah, back in the summer of '69. Man, we were killing time. We were young and restless. We needed to unwind. I guess nothing can last forever, forever. And now the times are changing. Look at everything that's come and gone. Sometimes when I play that old six string, think about you, wonder what went wrong. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that it lasts forever. Oh, and when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life.
Man, how good was that? Thank you, guys. It's awesome. Sadly, I think I'm one of the few people that remember the summer of '69 vividly, and it was a great year for me. Everyone, thank you and welcome. I want to begin today by congratulating this class for making it here through this unique time period. The world has been so difficult to understand and so hard to develop a base in which to grow for these youngsters, but the resiliency of youth and the determination of this class never ceases to amaze me. This class in the last 4 years has witnessed only constant change, not only around COVID and world crises, but also bell schedules and the inevitable frenetic march of technology in both education and society. Through it all, this class has had the amazing ability to smooth the bumps in the road that all these challenges presented to reach this finish line, and thus, here we are today to celebrate. Before addressing the class of 2022, I want to thank the teachers and staff here today who have worked tirelessly in support of these students through these unique times. Furthermore, I would like to highlight those staff members retiring with this class. Pam Sickinger, school counselor, and Rich Walsh, our head of security, have given nearly 50 years of their time supporting students at Simsbury High School. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the many administrators here today. Will all those serving in administrative roles please stand up? Stretch those legs out. Keep standing. The leadership journey these people have experienced through these last 2+ years has been unprecedented in ways we never dreamed of, yet alone prepared for. Each day was a fight to remain committed to the safety and success of every student. I always think back to that famous scene from the movie Apollo 13 when everything begins to go wrong aboard the spacecraft, but the flight commander, Gene Kranz, turns to the NASA control room and insists that this will be our finest hour. And so I salute those standing, as well as the many teachers here who had to land our school ship through these troubled times to where today we can look back and celebrate our finest hour with the class of 2022. Thank you for your leadership and dedication. At SHS, we always follow our guiding principles in regards to our students focused on preparation, passion, and personal growth. I am thrilled to say the class of 2022 more than exceeded our expectations in regards to these ideals. As Barack Obama stated, success is not just achieved by passion, but also strategy. How many hours has this group in front of me put into preparation? Their entire elementary and middle school experience was dedicated to defining their learning styles and honing their reading, writing, and arithmetic skills and building educational stamina to solve complex problems. How many hours practicing musical instruments and doing scales? How many hours dribbling soccer balls or shooting baskets? How many hours of weightlifting or sessions on the rowing erg? The endless amount of hours in preparation and the discipline it takes to maintain this has been the first step in your development throughout your Simsbury education as the collective we attempted to guide you to create the foundation for all your future endeavors. It is through these long hours of preparation that we are now finally able to visualize and see tangible growth. Oprah Winfrey's mantra of not only learning from our successes, but also from every mistake is the cornerstone of this year's class and their journey through the COVID years. The measurable achievements of our second P, personal growth, that came out of this resilience to persevere are impressive. Let me give you some stats. Among the graduates here, we have 2 presidential scholars, 17 commended scholars, 62 AP scholars of distinction, and an entire class who performed the best in the state on the NGSS science test junior year. Congratulations. We also have 21 musicians and 10 student artists selected to represent Simsbury in statewide events upcoming shortly. And finally, we have 25 athletes moving on to play college athletics and an SHS record 11 student athletes going to play Division I athletics. Awesome. It is, however, the centerpiece of our school mission that follows the last P of passion. For the class of 2022, the passion has been on display throughout the full school experience. Our concerts this year have been breathtaking, showcasing a sense of team like never before, with orchestra, band, and choir joining forces to support each other's performances. Our theater groups delivering inspiring and provocative performances. Our sports teams saw unparalleled state success in volleyball, girls soccer, girls basketball, wrestling, fencing, crew, and track and field, all achieving on the highest levels statewide. We set numerous marks of success in many sports, highlighted by a state championship in boys crew, as well as an inspirational wins and a state record in track and field. Congratulations, Tim. Our technology and engineering students were overwhelmingly recognized for their work by their state organizations. We saw unprecedented success in our clubs, highlighted by our debate team, the chess team, and FBLA members garnering the top awards in their state competitions. Finally, I would be remiss to not recognize that there are several members of the class not here today, who as we speak, are representing Simsbury in the National Championships of Unified Basketball down in Orlando, Florida. It's a remarkable achievement to get there and for this program, and we wish them well and know that they have inspired so much pride in our community. Class of 22, you have clearly left your mark. So, 2022, I turn to you. When you entered the school as 9th graders, I gave a speech centered on the idea that it's not work if you love what you do. So I challenge you to maintain your passion that has been on display so vividly this year into the next stage of life as well. For those that don't know, I play morning basketball at Simsbury High at 5:30 a.m. And I have 2 local clergy who play with us on a regular basis. I always joke with them about writing sermons about the lessons from the basketball court that we experience. Well, today's my sermon, so here goes. I turn to the work and words of Shaheen Holloway, who coached little-known St. Peter's College to such success this year in men's basketball. When asked how they achieved so much, he stated it plain and simply: it's hard to outwork passionate people. Let me say that again. It's hard to outwork passionate people. When you love something, you work harder, commit more, sacrifice more, and give more for it. So class of 2022, as you move forward to post-high school life, whether that be a college, trade school, employment, or military, I ask that you make passion your competitive advantage in all your future endeavors. To close, I ask you to please go forth with the inspired confidence of your successes this year to pursue your dreams. Do so also knowing you have the love and support of all of these people here tonight. Class of 2022, you have been the standard bearer in these uncertain times, and future classes will surely look to emulate you and learn from you. Thank you so much for making Simsbury High School a great place, and God bless the Trojans. Thank you. Superintendent Curtis, it is my extreme pleasure, and members for the Simsbury Public Schools Board of Education, it is my honor to present for public recognition of the diplomas Simsbury High School's class of 2022.
Anuradha Meenakshi Rajesh. James Michael Rogers. Catherine Olivia Pace. Ryan Anthony Hoffman. Jack Prentice Sherman. Elizabeth Ellen Ackles. Eldridge Otang Adamako. Connor Jameson Aldrich. Connor Jason Aldrich. Chidera Michael Alaguara. Janelle Mackenzie Alkire. Davis Scott Anderson. Olivia May Antadormi. Catherine Grace Antonio. Jordan Michelle Aponte. Tyler Avery Appleton. Caden Ryan Archambault. Cooper Paul Arsenal. Christina Roma Avis. Joshua Wells Barrows. Julia Alejandra Villaverde Batista. Jameson Sage Beaver. Nate Andrew Beiser. Charlotte Riley Berliner. Olivia Rose Saragusa Burney. Sierra Josephine Bloomy. Nathan Allen Bennett. Joshua David Bogdan.
Ariana Aldine Bono. Jessica Lynn Bosenberg. Nicholas John Boswell. Carson James Boswell. William Thorner Boswell. David Edward Brendline. Joshua Wesley Brock. Madeline Mangley Brook. McKenna Ann Lorraine Brown. Caitlin Margaret Bruno. Addison Shay Bullen. Madison Von Burgos. Mason Charles Burho. Catherine Maria Caldwell. Megan Elizabeth Candido. Kate Grace Cardinal. Christina Alexis Cargo. Tamara Patricia Carlino. Dara Schumann Casal. Devin Schumann Casal. Shay Elizabeth Caulfield. Mackenzie Jane Chapman. Yudladzimir Charniowski. David Chen. Evan Chen. Francesca Loren Cirielli. Mentor Sirakovic. Serafina Noreen Cirilli.
Evan Michael Cole. Idalia Cologne. Nolan Martin Condorino. John Barrett Connors. Juliet Rose Kushan. Will Joseph Coyle. Liam James Creighton. Olivia Mary Creighton. Lillian Suzanne Cremens. Veronica Mary Comiskey. Matthew James Dacey. Jacob Lewis Dom. Kanye Malik Davis. Olivia Grace Davis. Annabelle De La Cruz. Rachel Delgado Santiago. Emily Grace DeMayo. Amory Ann Dempsey. Charlotte Elizabeth Durway. James Robert DeVivo III. Ana Clara Diaz. Jaden D. Dickens. Evan Vincent DiMartino. Kelly Corinne Domashinsky. Aaron Riley Donahue. Eliana Rivka Derone. Connor Joseph Drake.
Lauren Katrin Driscoll. Sean Edward Driscoll. Kaya Dua. Ashley Elizabeth Dumont. Megan Lorraine Dunnigan. Aiden James Dwyer. Michael Andrew Eastham. Jonathan Elizer Eno V. Gabrielle Ann Essex. Benjamin David Fabian. Christina Catherine Faraci. Lindsay Strom Feeney. Zachary Joao Ferreira. Ali Lorraine Fiango. Cale Patrick Finn. Ryan Connor Finn. Cameron John Flanders. Andrew Thomas Fleming. Alexander Cardenas Flibert. Michaela Paige Fluster. Kaya Faith Francis. Kayla Simone Frasconi. Olivia Ray Gallo. John McAdam Galt. Haley Edith Gamer. Paulina Ganich. Ashley Gao.
Daniel Maximus Garay. Jack William Garrity. Layla Simone Gary. Adam Allen George. Mason Joseph Giannini. Haley Pauline Gilbert. Jaquan DeAndre Gilliam. Sarah Godby. Piper Marie Golden Gerald. Justin Tyler Goldfarb. Jenna Grace Gomez Nieto. Jacob Thomas Goodwin. Rowan Sands Gottschall. Haley Jean Grabinski. Simon Friedrich Aaron Green, Jr. Carla Veronica Guerra Posadas. Isabella Zoe Gutierrez. Julia Kelly Horn. Nola Catherine Hollemeyer. Sophia Jane Hanna. Cameron W.K. Harris. Jacob Braden Hart. Aubrey Theodora Heine. Gretchen Nicole Hellitzer. Kirsten Suzanne Hellitzer. Isaiah Jamil Henry. Hannah Grace Hillemeyer. Riley Bruce Hillman.
Jonathan Lee Huang. Samantha Paige Hoffman. Silas Michael Robert Holloway. Jeremiah Isaiah Hughes. Lucy Ann Humphreys. Andrew Sean Hunter. Ellis Charles Huang. Adam Anthony Irachi. Amber Beverly Inthazone. Kyle James Jennings. Nicole Alaya Jimenez. Tristan Chevaiho Jones. Ann Junn. Joanne Junn. Mary Colleen Keenan. Grayson Alexander Kellner. Patricia Williams Kellogg. Thomas James Kelly. Max Quillen Kendrick. Jonathan Chase Kerwin. Michelle Karam. Camilla Danielle Kinch. Benjamin Knight. Kayla James Crawl. Kashina Deborah Johns. Zachary Azon Johns.
Rowan Charles Lobb. Catherine Ann Kabarich. Maximilian Kaczorski. Willa Ruth Kulinich Griffith. Bagench Amanmuradovich Kuliev. Dianch Amanmuradovich Kuliev. Roxy Elizabeth Kidd. Bo Thomas Labby. Jadrian Daniel Lacedonia. Jacob Gerald Lammy. Hope Renee Laubin. Elijah Nkosi Lee. Eric Kangyusun Lee. Noah Emmanuel Lilburn. Riley J. Thomas Lil. Nicole Elizabeth Loftus. Kyla Cassidy Lorden. Mackenzie Aaron Lorden. James Robert Love. Justin Ryan Loveland. Noah Isaac Lowy. Ashlyn Grace Lukehart. Garrett Matthew Lynch. Christopher Michael McKay. Caroline Elizabeth McQuaddy. Liam Kennedy Maher. Brendan William Lutz. Luke Grayson Manasia.
John Hodnet Myrano. Sydney Ryan Marcy. Vaughn Anthony Marecki Jr. Mahmoud Mohammed Mazin. Donovan Douglas McCardle. Liam Dennis McGoldrick. Margaret Catherine McMillan. Claire Mackenzie Mead. Jackson Connor Mead. Grace Elizabeth Michaud. Logan Marlene Miller. Molly Kathleen Alicia Miller. Benjamin Ryan Miner. Jacob Richard Mogilnicki. Arushi Mohanty. Jack Alexander Montesi. Jonathan Miles Moody. Leah Karen Mueller. Jonathan Noah Muindi. Oshi Mukherjee. Theodore John Murphy. Cole Fitzgerald Musser. Molly Mulaney Nagel. Aramis Alexis Narvaez. Molly Francis Naughton. Adrian Richard Nelson. Parker Myron Nelson. Sophia Marie Nelson.
Caitlin Maureen O'Brien. Edward Michael O'Sullivan. Sasha Jane Ox. Lisa Kirsten Olson. Alyssa Grace Page. Megan Murphy Palms. Evangelia Katerina Papagiannis. Noah Robert Paradise. Amanda Corrine Pear. Samuel John Parenti. Vraj Manoj Patel. Kyle Edward Patterson. Jake Joseph Peatfield. Eris N. Pena. Madeline K. Pennell. McKenna Mary Pennington. Alexander Thomas Pepper. Catherine Ann Perlitz. Sarah Claire Perlitz. Alexandra Clotilde Peterson. Joshua Todd Phillips. Emma Catherine Picard. Alexander Nathan Pico. Colin Jaheem Pinnock. Cole Andrew Perello. Rebecca Lynn Poole. Christopher Robert Powers. Benjamin David Purcell.
Jillian Grace Push. Hannah Scarlett Rabinowitz. Andrew Mark Raymond. Berkeley Paige Wrights. Nicholas James Ricciuti. Christopher Noah Ridgway. Aiden James Reardon. Alanis Rivera. Benjamin Angel Rivera. Isaac Solomon Rivera. Madison Aracelis Rivera. Corbin Jeffrey Robinson. Samara Tamara Robinson. Graziel Diaz Rocha. Meredith Rodney. Carson William Rohr. Jonathan Allen William Roller. Nicholas Robert Rose. Orion Ricky Ross. Claudia Valentina Russo. Natalie Joyce Sabadosa. Pambari Michael St. Mary. Lucas Cooper Sanborn Birch. Ryan Thomas Sanders. Esteban Santillan. Paige Olivia Schultz. Zachary Aiden Schwartz. Dylan Matthew Scudder.
Max Senchikov. Elizabeth Marie Sennett. Iman Binti Shabir. Daniel Joseph Shebar. Michaela Camille Sherrill. Faith Elizabeth Shores. Carter Joseph Sorois. Abigail Kate Smith. Aliana Rosalie Soto. Clara Francis Steele. Ashley Marie Stoltz. Sarah Noel Sullivan. Sydney Reese Sutton. Jaden Barron Swilly. Christopher John Taddeo. Benjamin Gordon Tarka. Ella Grace Thayer. Denasia Monique Thibodeau Ratchford. Lucas James Thompson. Charles Hayden Toothaker. Paige Lenore Tracy. Noah Anthony Triumph. Jennifer Hope Truentrend. Zachary Stephen Truding. Jay Amit Kumar Tunara. Daniel Thomas Turner. Gianna Maureen Valentino.
Livia Ellen Valentino. Alexander Cole Vargas. Ryan Douglas Kim Varney. Diego Garcia Vasquez. Remy Star Verrill. Victoria Tiara Victor. Andrew Stewart Vlach. Sydney Lauren Vlach. Linda Mook Vorasan. Evan Matthew Wallace. Marina Margaret Wallman. Megan Elizabeth Walsh. Molly Julia Walsh. Timothy Bruce Watson. Jacob Michael Williams. John Henry Williams III. Keenan Scott Willison. Harper Elizabeth Wilson. Matthew Thomas Wilson. Peyton Scott Whitkin. Amanda Elizabeth Fran Witt. Lily Arlene Wolf. Maya Joanna Wollenberg. Stephen Soo-hyun Yoon. Jackson James Young. Zoya Kazmir Chaya Zhulkovsky. Blair Christopher Zuko.
Faculty. Form the gauntlet. Go ahead.
Just say it anyway.
Should I ask him to stand up?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So make sure you go that way so the photographer can.
Okay.
Where are our diplomas? Where are our diplomas?
Mine's in my hand. I just grabbed it off the table.
I did not. I took mine as well. It's fine.
Let the faculty go and leave this.
Where did you go?
Thank you all for attending tonight's ceremony. Families are asked to meet their graduates in the back field after they've exited. There's only one thing we have left to do as a class. Everyone, please stand up. To the class of 2022, we did it! Woo!
That against you.
For over 40 years, SCM
has been the voice of our town,
bringing us together through local programming,
education,
and live broadcasts.
SCM isn't just about television.
It's about empowering our community,
ensuring our voices are heard during government meetings,
and celebrating milestones
like our high school graduations.
But today, SCM faces a challenge.
Our funding structure is based on television subscriptions.
And it's no secret, people have been cutting the cord.
With a shift to internet-only subscriptions,
SCM receives less revenue,
even though all our programming is freely available online.
We need your support.
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 Your donation can make a difference.
It will ensure that SCM remains open,
continues to educate our youth,
and keeps our community informed.
Thanks to SCM, I've been honing my creative skills, helping me work towards my college degree.
SCM is crucial for keeping our community connected.
SCM isn't just here to broadcast local events. They're actually preserving Simsbury's history.
Join us in preserving Simsbury's voice.
Simsbury's voice.
Together we can ensure that SCM continues to thrive
for generations to come.
Visit our website
or scan the QR code on your screen to make your donation.
Every contribution
counts.
Thank you for supporting Simsbury Community Media,
where your town,
your schools,
and your government
come together.